best way to make people to keep loving you is to tell them that what they are doing for you, it's nice. Thank them for it. Say it out. Don't think they know. People don't know. Some people. Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Obinna, and for those of you that are new here we talk about happy life hacks. So different hacks to live a happy life. And today I would like to talk about a topic I titled How to Receive Love versus How Not to Receive Love. And my sources for my talk today will come from the scripture, my personal experiences, the experiences from the people I've encountered, people that have asked me for one or two advice, and also from the books and talks that I've listened to. Now, I've read a lot of books about how to receive love, how to love a woman, how to love a man, and stuff like that. But I noticed that a lot of persons don't know how to receive love. So I brought a couple of points that I would like to use to explain this topic of how to receive love and how not to receive love. So the first thing about how to receive love is to show appreciation, and how not to receive love is to be entitled, to show some entitlement. So when somebody does something you like in a relationship or even in a talking stage, especially in a talking stage, because that's when you are laying a foundation. So you tell them, okay, yeah, thank you for doing this. I like it. The same thing in serious relationship when you finally get into a relationship. And also with people around you, maybe your co-workers or your subordinates, your siblings, your parents, your children, try and tell them, okay, thanks for doing this. It's nice. So show appreciation. Don't just feel entitled that, yeah, they're in a relationship with me, so they should do it, Try and show appreciation that, yeah, because, people don't really owe you anything. So when they do something for you, try and thank them. Okay, for example, in the Bible, when Jesus healed 10 lepers, only 9 came to say thank you. And Jesus, the Son of God, that it's almighty and Lord and has a lot of things, had to complain like 10 persons were healed, but only 1 person came to say thank you. Where are the remaining 9? That to me sounds a bit frustrating. Like, why didn't the other 9 show appreciation? Why did they just go like that? So try and show appreciation when people do something for you. That's also a way of reminding them to keep doing it. I believe the best way to tell people to keep doing what you love is to show appreciation. Now, I know some persons will say, if I do it now, they may use it against me. If this happens in a talking stage or when you are still dating, then this is a sign that this is not the right person. But if you withhold appreciation and then saying they will use it against you, if you marry this person, they will still use it against you. So it's better they do it now. So now that you're ready to walk away, so show appreciation. Then the second one is reciprocity versus taking without giving. So reciprocity is how to receive love. Taking without giving is how not to receive love. So in this point, I would like to tell you a story about a rich man that used to give his villagers a lot of money and gifts like rice, foodstuffs, and all that whenever he comes back to the village. People thanked him. So people ticked the first boxes. Hey, thank you, God bless you. And then one year like that, one old woman, not a man, came to with some products from her farm to the rich man and said, you always give us. Every year you come back here and you give us something. This year I want to give you. Take this, it's from my farm. The old man was almost crying because he said, all my life, people have always taken. This is the first time somebody said, take. Somebody is giving me without expecting anything in return. He said people give out, but whenever people give him something, they will always they are doing it for what they will get. So they will do it because I take this one, okay. Now I want you to help me do this. So there is always a catch whenever people are trying to give him something. But this is the first time somebody reciprocated something that and he felt really happy about it. So when you are when somebody is doing something you like, try and reciprocate. It may not be exactly what they did to you, but did for you, but reciprocate in a different way. But don't just be just taking. Just try and reciprocate. I remember, reminds me of a story. One of my friend that her husband called her on the phone. I was in a meeting with her, and the man was really, these people that knows how to talk. He's a talker, sweet talker. So he was saying a lot of good things to the girl, and she was laughing and happy. Me, I was also, giggling on my side because see, good thing is fine. And after the whole talk, the call ended, and then The girl was happy. And then I now told her, do you also say something good to your husband? She was like, that man don't need to hear anything. Or he knows everything. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. It may not be some people say I'm not I don't know how to say those things. I'm like, you have to learn it. Nobody was born like that. You learn it. You need to tell him. It may not be, I'm obviously you cannot match his energy. So I told her that you have to say the things you like about her to him. If you like, at least one thing I can see is that you like the fact that he knows how to say something nice to you. So you have to tell him, I like how you say something nice to me. So, and then you have to now double it by saying something nice about him. And then for every other person, if you look at the person you're dating or the person you're talking with or the person you're married, and you don't know something nice to say to them as a compliment in order to reciprocate or in order to initiate compliment, you don't know anything nice you can say about them, then you have a problem, because why did you marry, or why are you in a relationship with somebody you don't know anything you like about them? Something is definitely wrong with you. So try and reciprocate in any way you can. Try and give back. This reminds me of a friend of mine. She lives in Nigeria and her husband lives abroad. And then the man needs to send her money for upkeep. And so whenever the man sends her money, she takes out little and keep, like more like his savings. And then she used the remaining one for the upkeep. She and the children were in Nigeria then, and then the husband was abroad. So when the husband came back to Nigeria, she bought something for her, a gift, and then gave to him. She bought for something for him and then gave it to him. The man was so happy. The man bought a lot of things for her, which is normal. So, and then the man was not like, hey, I know you don't work. Where did you get money to buy this nice, expensive thing? So she was able to say that I bought it because I used to save some money from what you gave me because I want to buy something nice for you. The man was so excited because, he said whenever he comes back, everybody will be asking him, what did you bring for me? And when he was abroad, people call him, send money for this, send money for that, give me money for this. This one has finished, help me with this. So nobody really cared to give him something. But this is, his wife is the only person that said, take this. You yourself need to be loved. You yourself need to be taken care of. Just take this one. And he was so happy. And that's the reciprocity. Try and reciprocate. And then when the man went back abroad, then she said the man doubled what he was giving her, because the man was like, you deserve it. You like me. I could feel it, You may be surprised. You may think people are very rich, that because they are very rich, they don't need anything. But you don't know that, especially rich people, because everybody think they are okay. So people barely ask them, how are you doing? Or not just how are you doing. People barely try to care about it because they think because you have money, you are good. So you never know how reciprocating can go a long way to help. Then the third one is verbalizing feelings versus staying silent. So when somebody does something you like, try and say it. I know some of this point looks alike, but I know I separated them because I want to really specify in this point. I want you to say something. Don't just assume they know. Like my friend that her husband was praising, and then she was just smiling without returning. When a man is giving you a compliment, look for something nice and also give him back. And then sometimes don't wait till you give it before you give him back a compliment. Try and just sometimes if he always tells you something nice, sometimes initiate and then be the one to say, okay, thank you about, say something nice about them. And like I said, if you don't know anything nice you could say about them, then you are the problem, because why are you there if you don't see anything nice there? So try and verbalize it. If it's inside marriage, some people, because they've married for a long time, they feel like somebody owed them something. So try and tell the person, if it's your wife that cooks for you and you like this food, you know that without this food, it's going to be a problem for you. Try and tell them, I like the fact that you've been cooking for me all these years. Your food is sweet. Say it. If it's the man also, say it. Sometimes people believe one particular gender should be the one doing domestic chores. If the other gender does it, they will now start saying the other gender is helping out. That's not how it works. It's our house, so it's our family, it's our distance. So when people do something you like in your relationship, try and say thank you. Try and verbalize it. Try and tell them. That's it. The best way, I will repeat it again, the best way to make people to keep loving you is to tell them that what they are doing for you, it's nice. Thank them for it. Say it out. Don't think they know. People don't know. Some people, see, we grew up in different places. We were raised by different persons. So we don't know some things. Even you don't know what the other person. So it's better you guys exchange, talk about things, verbalize things, and not just keep quiet, thinking that the other person would know. They don't know, unfortunately. Then the next point, it's inspired to act versus manipulation. I will use a story to explain this point. I have a friend that called me. She's in UK. She called me and said that the guy she's dating, or she was dating because they're no longer together, the guy she was dating was trying to make her pay for his school fees of £17,000. I was like, wow. I didn't know what to say because that was new. It was just somebody you are trying to know what you guys are. You guys have not really completely defined what you guys are doing, and then they are trying to manipulate you to pay. And I said, but one thing I was interested in was how they got to the point whereby she has to pay, because she's saying that the guy is acting up. The guy is acting like she owe him. The guy is acting like she's supposed to help him and she doesn't want to help him, even though she has the money. But she says she was saving the money for something else, not for the guy, not for somebody that she's just talking to and trying to know how they will move forward. So I was now asking her, how did you guys get to this point? So she said the guy was having a financial problem, about I think 1,500 euros, and then she gave him the money. And then because she gave him the money, the guy was now asking, telling her, wow, you have money. So then the guy, a couple of months later, after she told the guy that she had been saving, and then the guy asked her, how much have you saved? She said about £20,000. So the guy was not like, oh, that's nice. So she now said, a couple of weeks later, the guy now brought up this story of, I have admission, pay for it. So I was now like, that doesn't make sense to me. See, this is a case of somebody, instead of being inspired to reciprocate, the girl has helped you by giving you 1,500 and has shown you love in one way or the other. A smart person would have said, wow, this girl is a catch, and then try and love that girl in a better way. But then what this person is just doing is that this person is trying to manipulate her to take more. It's more of no reciprocity, no serious appreciation. It's more of, I want to milk you dry. And so I am not somebody that used to tell people to break up. I usually try to, I believe people are adults. They should see things for themselves. So what I told her was that if you want to give that money because you want him to marry you, don't do it. But if you want to give that money because you see a smart person that has a bright future that needs to, you want to help this person achieve this future, whether this person marries you or not, it doesn't matter for you, but you see a nice future and you want to contribute to it. If that is what you want to give, then you can give. She said, why would I be giving somebody? Do I look like Father Christmas? It's your choice to make. But one thing I guarantee is that giving out that money does not mean they would marry you. That does not even mean the relationship will last the next month. So it's not a guarantee. So then later on, I think a couple of months later, I called her to ask how is the relationship. She said, no, that the relationship had ended. That's when she started telling me a lot of things. The guy never introduced her to his friends or family members, that she only knows the guy. She only knows the guy, nobody else in the guy's life. And then I was like, wow, you really stayed a long time in that red flag. It takes trying to take your life savings for you to know that you're on your own. So this is a typical example of, instead of somebody being inspired to love you more because of the way you love them, rather they are using the love you have for them to manipulate you. So that is a wrong way to receive love. Because of this act, this girl couldn't love him more because he received the love the wrong way. But the right way would have been to, because this girl helped you, you can even try and see how you can even pay some part of that 1,500 pounds she gave you in the first place. Try and see the way you can make this person understand that even though you don't have now, that she is the best thing that happened to you, if truly she's the best thing that happened to you and stuff like that. But instead, he tried to manipulate the girl to bring out more, and then the girl backed down. That is not how to receive love. So then the next one we'll talk about is empathy versus blame. Empathy versus blame. So empathy or sympathy, it's how to receive, and blame is how not to receive. So when somebody has been doing something nice, something kind, has shown care, and then they slipped, or they did something, or they didn't do something they used to do, the best thing to do is to be sympathetic about it and try to understand that this person is human, and not to blame them or haul insult at them or remind them of how a failure they are just because they failed to do one thing. Also, it depends on what they did do. So, but for example, if somebody has been, let's say, calling you every day, or calling you for every day for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, and then they fail to call you in a given day, or maybe a day or two. Now, somebody that knows how to receive love would call them, or whenever they finally got the chance to speak again, would say, I didn't hear from you yesterday, or I didn't hear from you 2 days ago. I hope you are fine. I hope everything is okay with you. I really wish we could talk because I enjoy our talk. Say it in a kind, there should be some level of empathy. That this person will now be like, oh, this person really like that I call them. They will keep calling, especially if they are kind and like you. Now, but someone that doesn't know how to receive love will first of all be angry that you didn't call them, which is entitlement, first of all. They will be angry, and then when you finally call, they'll be like, why didn't you call me? You used to call me every day. Why didn't you call me now? So when you come with that energy, the person you are talking to will be like, okay, they'll be on the defensive position. And if you're not careful, that may be the beginning of the end of whatever you're doing. Because people think it's when relationship ends that it ends. No. Sometimes it was ending some weeks or months ago. But people did not know. It's just like if you use a ceiling fan or standing fan, when you switch it off, the blades are still rotating. But it has been switched off. So it's not when it finally stopped moving that it was switched. No, it was switched off some time ago, maybe some seconds ago. So that's how a relationship is sometimes. It ended some weeks ago, or it started to end some weeks ago, but the ending truly happened several weeks later. And it starts to end when some of these things I mentioned, how not to receive love, starts to happen. That's when you start to switch off or turn off the relationship. For example, my friend that her fiancé or her friend, I don't know what they are doing, was asking for school fees. And so from that moment, the relationship was switched off on the side of the girl. But for the guy, I think it was switched off even before he started because he never wanted to introduce her to anybody. So meaning he knew that this thing will not go anywhere, but she got to find out later on. So try and the goal of this talk or this video is to help you live a happy life, or my YouTube channel is help you live a happy life. And one of the ways you can live a happy life is using all these tips and hacks that I just mentioned. How to receive love, try and appreciate, try and verbalize it, try and show appreciation, try and be empathetic. Why do I struggle to pronounce this word? So try and show empathy and try and empathy also deals with the emotional side of whoever that you're loving. Try and consider their own emotional side. So if they always ask you about how are you doing, trying to help you navigate your problem, also try and know that they also have problem. Reciprocate. Try and help them navigate their own too. So try and reciprocate. You know, some people think their partner is strong, almighty. They will keep taking from their partner. Good luck. But one day, if that person meets somebody that gives them, they're likely going to follow that person because that side of them is empty while they are with you because you didn't reciprocate. So the day they will meet somebody that reciprocate, they'll be like, wow, I've never felt like this before. Feelings can be tricky. Feelings is just feelings sometimes. It's not based on fact. It's just how they feel. So when somebody hit that side of them that you are not been hitting, they will just say they like this person more than you or something like that. And that will be because you don't know how to receive love. But when you do all these things, so now try and reciprocate, do all these things to either your husband, your wife, or whoever you are with. Try and reciprocate, try and thank them, try and verbalize it. A friend of mine that I was discussing this topic with before I even brought it to, it was after discussing with her that I announced I would make this video. And I was telling her that about how to receive love. And she was shocked. Even in the middle of the talk, she told me to wait. She's coming. She went, and after a couple of minutes, she called me back. I'm like, okay. So I was about to start. She told me, do you know what I just did? I said, I don't know. She said she just went inside their room to thank her husband. She said her husband has been nice to her, but she has never seriously told the man. And somewhere in her mind, she thought her husband should know. This is what usually happens when you've been married for a while. So she said the man has never disturbed her mental health. The man is her peace of mind. And the man has never cheated. The man always help out in the house. But she has never said, I appreciate you for doing all those things. But deep down, she's happy and she appreciates deep down that the man does those things. But she has never said it to him and say, thank you for helping out in this area. I really like the fact that you help out in this area. And then she also said that the man also thanked her. The man showers her with compliment, but she never returned it because she didn't see the reason. She said she's not like that. She doesn't really feel like that those things are, she felt like her husband is wired that way. Why she is not wired that way? But after our talk, she has to go and say something. And then she told that the husband is very happy. That even this call that we're having now, that she just told her husband, give me a minute, that she wants to tell me because she told me she would call me back. That's how the talk ended, because she had to go back to her husband. So please, if that could help her, it could help anybody. So please try and learn and practice how to receive love. As we come to the end of this video, thank you very much. Try and like, subscribe, share with your friends, and also tell me your opinion in the comment section on what you think about how to receive love and how not to receive love. Until next time, see you.